Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be chopping off some more books from my TBR. Alright guys, so today, like I said, we're going to chop off some more books, trim off, however you like to put it, some more books. So I'm going to be picking, if I can find my little cup, I'm going to be picking two of these. They've got little numbers on them, and then I just count because I have like the stacks of book down here on the ground where you can't see. So, all right, the first number is 17, and the second one is number 6. All right, so let's pick those books out. All right, guys, so I picked the books out. I'm going to go ahead and show you what they are. So the first one, number 17, no, I went through and did it first. So this is number 6. Sorry. Number 6 was I Was Anastasia. This is by Ariel Lawhorn. I'm not a big historical fiction girl, but there are some that I really, really love, and there's certain genres, and I love the Anastasia Romanoff stuff. Love it. So I picked this up, but guys, it's been like 6+ years since I picked this up, and I still haven't actually picked it up. So I'm pretty happy that I got this one. We will see. I will be reading the first sentence, vlogging a little bit, and if I am interested, I will continue, see how far I can get, or if I get through it all, or if I'm going to just stop it and unhaul it. So that was number 6. And then number 7 was Killing It in Education by Thomas Davis. So this is actually a nonfiction about a magazine editor who pursues a new job and a simpler life. So yeah, and I think it's something to do, I think some of it is she starts cooking or something. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure why I have this book. I honestly do not remember. So we will see. I kind of feel like this one might be one that I'm not going to be that interested in, but you never know. So we're gonna see. All right, so for this video, again, we have I Was Anastasia by Ariel Lawhorn and Killing It in Education by Thomas Davis. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering these names, but this is what we have going up against each other. Not that they're really going up against each other, but I think it's kind of fun to, you know, it's fun. It's motivating for me to make it more like a game, like, ooh, which will get chopped, which won't, or will they both get chopped? So yeah. I'm gonna get to reading here soon, guys, and I will keep you updated and get back with you when I finish going through these. All right, guys, so I'm going to start Killing It in Education by Thomas Davis. We'll see how I like this one. I'm gonna read the first chapter. Alright guys, now I'm going to read the first chapter of I Was Anastasia by Ariel Lawhorn and see if I want to continue reading it or chop it. Alright guys, so I am back to talk with you guys a little bit about the 2 books that I tried to read for this video. So the 2 books were Killing It in Education by Thomas Davis. This is basically this is a memoir. Okay, so this is basically about a magazine editor who ends up, I can't believe it, she quit or... She ends up getting a divorce, and she either quits or gets fired from her job, and so she is going to France now to be a butcher, to like learn butchery. And so I did think the concept was interesting. I liked the butchery aspects just because that's not really like a job or whatnot that's talked about much. It seemed interesting, I will say that, but I did end up DNFing this one. The main thing was I felt like I could like certain aspects of the story, like the butchery aspect, but I just wasn't sure, since it was a memoir, that I was really going to like the overall like message or reasoning or, you know, yada yada or whatnot. And I also read nonfiction and memoirs slower. I also didn't really know who this girl was beforehand, so I don't know, I just kind of felt like this, I could read this, but it'll probably take me a long time, and it'll probably only be a 3 stars or less. Do I really want to put myself, you know, push myself to read it for like a 1 to 3 star maybe rating? I really didn't, so I put this one down. So this one got the chopping block this week. And then the next one was I Was Anastasia. This is by Ariel Lawhorn, or Lawhon. This one was interesting. Again, I read the first chapter and I decided to keep going with it. I did almost DNF this one, but I continued with, and I actually finished this one, guys. So chopped, not. So this one, the reason why I almost DNF'd it was this follows 2 timelines, and so the first timeline is Anastasia. This is the 18 months leading up to the execution of the Romanov family. And so, of course I have to get the hiccups now. And so that is the first timeline, and I enjoyed that timeline. I like hearing and learning more about the Romanov history, and this is a fiction. It's a historical fiction, so it's not nonfiction. I know I can get more accurate facts from a nonfiction. I'm not trying to say, but you know, I liked it in the fiction sense. And I think she did well on that. But then the second timeline is following Anna Anderson, and I guess she was actually, I learned she was actually a real person. She was the most famous and prominent Anastasia, what's the word? Impersonator. That's what it is. Anastasia impersonator. So that was interesting. But her timeline, Anna Anderson's timeline, went backwards. Like you went from like the later all the way backwards to like learn her story. I didn't prefer that. It was quite confusing. It wasn't really until like towards the end of part 2, because this is split up into 3 parts, that I started to get more into Anna's story to begin with. I also just didn't like her character very much compared to being more interested in Anastasia and the Romanov family and stuff in that story. I didn't like her character. I was like skimming through some of her chapters. It was just a little But yeah, I did get more interested in her story towards the end. I did like how this author wrapped it up. I liked how it was wrapped up. I did get intrigued by Anna's story towards the end. I liked it. I liked it okay. It wasn't a great historical fiction. I feel like I'm very on and off with historical fiction. Yeah. And I gave this one a 3.5 star, so I definitely don't regret reading it in its entirety. It is a little over 400 pages. I felt like it was a little long, and there were some parts that like weren't as necessary to me, but you know, it's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, you think so? But if you are interested in the Romanov family and Russian and stuff like that, Anastasia, Princess Anastasia, I do think that this is a pretty decent one to check out. And so does my daughter. Alright guys, so that is a wrap for this Trimming My TBR video. I'm very excited. Again, we knocked off 2 books. This one did take me a little bit longer just because I had some family stuff going on, like, in the middle of this. So, yeah, it was a little bit more like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, but not quite 2 weeks that it took me, but still, like, I think this is the 3rd time, so I've, like, knocked off 6 books already. Yes, I believe 6 books already, which if I hadn't done this, it would have been like a lot slower going knocking those books off, because I'm still like reading the books I want to read and on my TBR, and you know, I'm still like reading like that. So I'm just knocking off like 6 extra books. So yeah, this is just like an extra 6 books that I wouldn't have normally knocked off. I knocked off. So this one, unfortunately, will be going in my unhaul pile. Again, not bad, and I probably could enjoy it. I was just a little worried about what the message might be in the end, and just giving it away because it's a memoir. And if I don't absolutely love it, I'm not going to keep something like that. So I just DNF'd it, and this is Unhauling. And this one was a pretty good historical fiction. I'm glad I read it. It was a 3.5, and now I have an Anastasia historical fiction recommendation for anybody. So I like having it on my shelf. Like, I like having that. So I'm excited. Yeah, we got through another week, guys. Yay! I'm so glad you guys joined me today. I hope you will join me again. Hopefully next week we will see how fast I get the next 2 done, and on my next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Bye.